What if everything you knew about gardening was wrong? Picture this. You've always believed that watering your plants daily is the key to their growth. But what if that's not the case? What if, in reality, different plants require different watering schedules? Let's not let myths cloud our understanding of gardening. Instead, let's equip ourselves with the right knowledge backed by science and experience. So, are you ready to challenge your gardening perceptions? Let's dive deeper into the world of gardening myths. Now it's time to debunk some of the most common gardening myths. First up, you must water your plants every day. This is a well-intentioned piece of advice that has led many a plant to an untimely end. The truth is, watering needs vary greatly depending on the type of plant, its stage of growth, and the climate. Overwatering can lead to waterlogged soil and root rot, which is often fatal for plants. Instead, a better rule to follow is to water deeply but infrequently, allowing the soil to dry out between waterings. This encourages the roots to grow deeper in search of moisture, resulting in stronger, more resilient plants. The next myth we're busting is adding sugar to soil boosts plant growth. The belief here is that the sugar feeds the soil microbes, which in turn nourish the plants. However, adding sugar directly to your soil can actually do more harm than good. It can disrupt the soil's natural balance, leading to an overgrowth of certain microbes at the expense of others. Moreover, it can attract unwanted pests. Instead, consider composting your kitchen scraps, including fruit peels and coffee grounds. This natural waste breaks down over time to create nutrient-rich compost, providing a balanced diet for your soil's microorganisms. Now let's tackle the myth of the more fertilizer, the better. Fertilizer is to plants what vitamins are to humans, essential in the right amounts, but potentially harmful in excess. Over-fertilizing can lead to a buildup of salts in the soil, which can damage plant roots and inhibit water uptake. It's a case of too much of a good thing. Instead, you should fertilize according to your plant's needs, which can be determined by a soil test. Remember, a little goes a long way. And who hasn't heard of the myth playing music for plants helps them grow faster? This belief stems from the idea that the vibrations from the music stimulate growth. While it's a charming notion, the science doesn't quite back it up. There's no conclusive evidence that serenading your succulents will make them sprout any faster. What plants do respond to, however, is carbon dioxide. So instead of singing to your seedlings, you might want to consider talking to them. Lastly, let's debunk the myth you should remove all leaves from a plant to help it grow. The belief here is that by removing the leaves, the plant can focus all its energy on growing taller or producing more flowers. However, leaves are the food factories of the plant. They use sunlight to produce sugars, which are then used for growth. So removing the leaves actually starves the plant of its food source. Instead, practice selective pruning, removing only dead, diseased, or overcrowded leaves and branches. This will help to improve air circulation and light penetration, promoting healthier growth. Each of these myths, while seemingly logical, is flawed in its understanding of plant biology and the science of gardening. By debunking them, we hope to equip you with the knowledge to cultivate a thriving garden. Remember, the best gardener is an informed gardener. But what's the science behind these realities? Let's delve into the science that makes your garden grow. The success of your garden depends on a few key elements, and it's not as mysterious as it may seem. Let's break it down. Firstly, soil pH. It's not just a fancy term, it's pivotal to plant health. pH refers to the acidity or alkalinity of your soil. Most plants prefer a neutral to slightly acidic soil, but some plants, like blueberries and azaleas, love highly acidic soil. By understanding and adjusting your soil's pH, you can create an environment where your plants will thrive. Next, plant hardiness zones. These are geographic areas defined by climatic conditions, including the coldest temperatures a region can expect. Knowing your hardiness zone helps you choose plants that are likely to survive and flourish in your specific climate. It's like a matchmaking service for plants and places. Now, let's talk about the unsung heroes of your garden. Beneficial insects. While it's easy to view all insects as pests, many are actually your garden's best friends. Ladybugs, for instance, love to feast on aphids, saving your plants from these destructive pests. Bees and butterflies, on the other hand, are vital pollinators, helping your plants reproduce. So before you reach for that insecticide, remember that not all bugs are bad. To sum things up, the science of gardening is about understanding and working with nature, not against it. It's about realizing that your garden is a complex ecosystem and that each component, from the soil to the smallest insect, plays a crucial role in its success. By embracing this science, you can create a garden that's not only beautiful but also resilient. So, don't be daunted by the science. Instead, use it as a tool to better understand your garden and how to care for it. After all, gardening is as much about nurturing a love for nature as it is about growing beautiful plants. Now, let's hear from some successful gardeners. Meet some gardeners who embraced the truth and transformed their gardens. Let's take a moment to appreciate the success stories of those who've busted the myths and reaped the rewards. Here's Jane. Jane was a firm believer in the myth that more fertilizer equals better growth. However, after learning the truth, she adjusted her fertilizing routine and witnessed a significant improvement in her plants' health. Next, we have Tom, who thought playing classical music for his plants would help them grow faster. Once he learned about the actual science behind plant growth, he changed his approach. The result was a thriving garden that became the envy of his neighborhood. Finally, meet Sarah. She debunked the myth of daily watering and instead started focusing on soil moisture levels. Her garden transformed from a struggling patch of green to a lush oasis. Seeing is believing, and these gardeners are proof that understanding the science behind gardening truly pays off. So, what tools do you need to start gardening the right way? Equip yourself with the right tools to succeed in your gardening journey. Just as a painter needs brushes and a writer needs a pen, a gardener needs their tools. Let's start with the soil testing kit. This nifty gadget helps you understand the pH levels and nutrient content of your soil, enabling you to create the perfect environment for your plants. Next, we have the moisture meter. Overwatering and underwatering can be fatal for your green friends. This tool takes the guesswork out of watering, providing you with accurate moisture readings at a glance. And lastly, credible gardening guides. These are your gardening Bibles, packed with wisdom from experienced horticulturists. They provide you with a wealth of knowledge, from identifying plant diseases to understanding seasonal gardening needs. Each of these tools serves a unique purpose, contributing to the overall success of your gardening endeavors. Now it's your turn to transform your garden. Are you ready to apply these insights to your gardening practice? Let's debunk those myths and embrace the truth. The science of gardening is a fascinating journey, one that can lead to stunning gardens and bountiful yields. It's time to put those old wives' tales to rest and let knowledge guide our green thumbs. Let's cultivate our gardens with wisdom, nurturing nature in its true essence. Embrace the science of gardening and transform your garden today.